This Sunday on Press Pass, we're celebrating Father's Day, and while you take the day to honor your dad, it's important to remember the roles they play all year round. They teach you how to ride a bike, drive a car, change a tire, but they also have a lot more wisdom to share. So joining me to talk about the importance of fathers, we have Reverend Louis Macklin here this morning. Hi, Reverend, how are you?
Good morning. I'm wonderfully blessed. Thank
Happy
you.
Father's Day to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a lot to get to this morning. I really want to start with the family structure. It comes in all different forms. Mom plays a role, dad plays a role. Talk to me about the importance, though, of dad's role in that structure.
A father gives opportunity for wisdom, love, instruction, direction, discipline, but it's also an opportunity for him to be authentic with his children and let them know that it's okay to make mistakes. You don't have to be perfect as a father or even as a child, but to be able to be embracing the moment and to live in that moment, to enjoy it as they unfold. I think too often we wait till we are not as busy. And unfortunately, sometimes that's when we become so old or we become so enamored or set in our ways that we fail to realize that those moments that we have right here and now are the precious memories that are being created in the future. So I tell every father, particularly a young father, take advantage of the moment of now, live in that moment of now.
And that presence of a father, how important would you say that even is for a child's growth and development within the home?
It gives them an opportunity to see the various dynamics and feeling welcome, feeling loved and affirmed. And the role of a father can manifest itself in different ways. In a traditional role as a biological father, as an adoptive father, surrogate, a good role model in the neighborhood. I often refer to Dennis the Menace, but Mr. Wilson really, although he had his biological father, Dennis had his biological father, but Mr. Wilson was really a father to him as well. And as much as he was an irritant to Mr. Wilson, Mr. Wilson had to recognize that Dennis was really a blessing even in his life. And so children are indeed a heritage and a blessing that come from God. And we have to embrace those moments and how God presents them and gives them to us. And so you don't have to produce a child to be a father. And I just tell men, and I have to pause and say this. I say there are many fathers out there who can do a better job than I am. I tell my children, granted, they're out there, but I won't let them be a better father to you than I am. So I tell folks, don't let nobody displace you.
Yeah.
You be the best version of you, and your child will be blessed and affirmed. And I have to say this, I'm unapologetically ashamed. I want to bless and thank God for my father, who allowed me, blessed me not only with love and wisdom, but his name, and which is very important to me, that because I share his name, I'm the second. I'm not junior, I'm the second, but I want to make sure that I bring honor and valor to his name and not do anything to shame him. And so that's a hard legacy. If you're named after your father, it really means that you walk in his shoes and his legacy. And so I do want to take this time and say Happy Father's Day to my father, Louis Macklin Sr., the original OG.
Of course. And speaking of, the children, it's not, a father figure is obviously very important in a young man's life, but talk about the importance of a father figure in a young woman's life as well.
Absolutely. I just believe children need that balance to see the men and women in their lives loving and affirming themselves and each other and those they interact with. And I believe it's important that young ladies have a model that's presented to them of what a man who loves them unconditionally and affirms them for who they are and meet them where they're at and to move them where God wants them to be is just as important.
Yeah.
And so I just believe that's important for us, when I say us as men, to impose ourselves. And as I get older, the things that matter most to me are not the gifts and the trinkets. It's really things like time, spending just that phone call, those text messages, those times in which my kids let me realize that I'm no longer that young hip dad I used to be. And I love it because now I have my grandchildren who are just a blessing me as I see them living their lives through my children and that generation, which I never, as a young guy, never saw myself. I saw myself as a father, but I never realized the blessing of being a grandfather, and just to see another generation emerge. That's the blessing.
And you know, sometimes with parents, that complication or that relationship with a father can be complicated. Could you talk to me about what people who are missing that father figure in their lives should do today, or what they can do?
And sometimes it's because of circumstance and situations. But I will say that, first of all, there is, and I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge, there's a Father of all fathers who is available, who's there leading us, loving us, and guiding us. And please trust in him. Sometimes you can't touch him, you can't trace him, but I guarantee, just trust him, and he won't leave you nor forsaken you. And that Father will be there to fill in all the blanks, and will be able to touch those spots of your life that others may not be able to reach, whether they can't or they won't or they don't. Just know that God made you. He made you on purpose, and he did not abandon you. He did not forsaken you, and he is there. And I guarantee, if you're really sensitive and you look around, you'll see that God has put individuals in your life that you didn't realize that they were there for a set purpose, to make sure that you weren't without. Wow. And so we're not without hope. We're not without love. We're not without a peace and presence. I also want to take this opportunity. We can have children naturally and supernaturally, right. And I just want to tell people, do not forsake that supernatural relationship. If God allows you to open your home and your heart to a child who may need a home, whether temporary or long term, please allow God to bless you. And it doesn't have to be about issue of fertility or age, or it's just because you want to be there. You want to be that home of hope to allow someone to know that they have a place. And so please don't look for perfection in fathers. Okay. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. In fact, I often say, when I did parenting training, PIT, parent and training. And unfortunately, we don't get it usually until the time we become grandparents.
Right, yeah.
We've remastered. That's why, we got McDonald's money now. That's why we got time.
Have some mercy.
So grace as we're going through that journey. So I just simply say, don't look for being perfect. Okay. Just being present, being available, and acknowledging being there, and what you can do with excellence. Okay. And do it with passion, do it with commitment. And don't let nobody displace you, Daddy. Don't let nobody displace you. Don't let nobody.
Reverend Lewis Macklin, very insightful. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Sid.